and welcome to our Nikolai video. This is a battleship and it's tier 4 and it's really good.
Yeah, on paper and on stats it doesn't look it, but the Nikolai is an animal. I love this ship. We've been trying to get this done for a while on this video just to show how good this ship is. Don't be put off by its stats when you read its stats. Trust us, watch this video and then make a decision on whether you think it's worth getting or not, because this thing is awesome. So it's only got one upgrade / modification you can put on it, and we went with aiming systems both as unilaterally.
You need aiming systems.
Yeah, because the range of the guns aren't the best. It's quite low for a tier 4 battleship, but those modest guns.
They're not actually that modest when you use them.
No, not at all. But look at the armour. Hit points is terrible. It's not got many when it comes to a tier 4 battleship.
Equivalent,
it's really low.
Tier 4
the armour is, on the other hand, is vastly superior to most. 400mm thickness with 20% torpedo reduction damage.
You need that.
Doesn't turn the best, does it?
No.
So we'll come to the artillery, and that's these so-called modest guns.
Modest guns.
The 305mm 52 model 1917s with only a range of 14.5. Not a bad reload for tier 4, 29.2, but not great. Turn times, yeah, that's mere as well.
Yeah.
And even the shell damage for both AP and HE rounds isn't that high when you compare it to other tier 4. So you may be thinking, oh, why do I want a Russian battleship with not that guns? I mean, the Peter Velikaya, I think I'm pronouncing that right. The other tier 4 tech tree Russian ship has 356mm guns that do a lot more damage. I mean, we're talking over 10,000 with an AP
reload quicker.
The secondaries on the Peter Velikaya reload within 5 seconds, and they fire 5.1. So looking at the stats for the guns, you're thinking, why do I want this? These are this is nothing. It's not as good as the tech tree ship, but the pluses and minuses keep coming. It's a lot faster to start with. 25.8, which is quite nippy. It might not sound it, but it is for a tier 4 battleship. 660 turn time, that's quite high. But it's better than the Peter Velikaya, the tech tree Russian, which is 800 meters. 800! It's ridiculous. So 660 on there looks pretty poor, but it's better than its tech tree variant. And again, its concealment is quite good.
It's pretty good, actually.
It's good for a battleship, and it's good for a tier 4 battleship, which are normally around 13 to 13.5 kilometres, so we're down at 12.5. Ironclad, we've already spoke about its armour thickness, 400mm, so it's hard to pen, but if you get siders on, I won't fancy my chances. Sure shot, good trajectory on rounds, you're going to see that as well. The guns are good, but they are classed as low calibre, modest. And
I don't know why.
You'll see these modest guns in action in a minute. Historical wise, this ship did technically get built. Well, they all got built, and then the Russians around 1918 couldn't really find it within themselves to finish it. By 1923, after the Russian Civil War had taken place, they decided it was obsolete and just scrapped it in Sevastopol in 1927.
Referencing the revolution.
Yes. So, I mean, you've gone with Mikhail Kedrov, I think, is your commander in this. And I think it's the same in mine as well.
I think it's because it was the only one I had at the time.
So, I mean, this I think helps it, these so-called modest guns. Because you're not getting no overpen. Look at that.
Overpen, yeah, true.
So this is this first volley of the game, and we kind of mess it up. Well, I do. I'm going to lie to you.
Of course, it's your game.
It's important to remember this is a Russian battleship, and as in all Russian battleships, even on the tech tree, you have only got, if you look at the bottom of the screen, 4 to repair. To put fires out, stop flooding.
This was the first ship that did this.
Yeah, it was the first one to come out. So remember that, it's important. You've really got to time out and use it.
Side on Phoenix.
Yeah, so these are modest guns.
It's set on fire.
It does happen, you get set on fire a lot.
The ship is on fire!
Yeah, they're pretty modest.
They didn't overpen it, did they?
No. So, 3 Citadels, 19,000 hit points later, and the Phoenix is back in port. So we move on to his next target. And you can see we'll take someone's torpedo out for him. The guns are really weirdly positioned. You can see that your rear gun actually it acts on its own, which is you will get set on fire a lot. And this one, I wasn't 100% sure how they modest. They're so modest, them guns.
You messed up that shot.
Yeah, and it's still did 14,000 damage. And there's that turning time. It's not the best, but you can see now that the front guns turn independently from the rear. So your front 3 are mounted differently to your rear gun. It swings on a different pivot. So your front ones all rotate forwards, and your rear gun rotates around the back. So it's important to remember that. I mean, we've got a fire gun again. Shouldn't really be putting this out at this point, but
You've got a few points to play with. Are you getting that through attack?
I'm trying.
Shooting.
Successfully, but you can see the gun placement makes it a little tricky to do that. So we finished that guy off as well. Racket damage up to these modest guns.
It's not bad for tier 4, man.
I do like this ship. It's one of my favourite battleships, full stop, let alone tier 4 battleship.
This is on my recommend list.
Yeah, this is why we're doing this video now. If you ever get the chance to get a Nikolai, it's up there with the most fun battleships to play. Tier for tier. So there's an equivalent tier 3 battleship.
Modest guns, man.
Did enough. He's just backing up. He's pretty good at
You're going broaders on him?
I'm going on it. I'm going to try and swing around to the left. Because if you look, I've got another ship that's trying to flank me to the side, which I'm trying to get myself around to. And I'm and ahhing now at what point here. God, nice siders on Japanese battleship. He's firing HE at me, so I'm not worried about being broadside.
Yeah.
He's not going to set it on me with HE round. He will set me on fire, but he'll probably do that from front on anyway. So just picking away at him here. Totally overshot him there with that salvo. So that's a little bit better. But at this point, I'm really pounding.
Not yet. Oh, you're burning one, aren't you?
Yeah, but I'm just. This is what you find sometimes. I've used half my patches already.
Yeah. And
it's only at the beginning of the game. You will get set on fire a lot. And now I've got another fire going and I'm going to have to use that. And he switched to AP now, which is a disaster for me, absolute disaster. He's lulled me into a false sense of security with his HE rounds. And I'm full siders on to lower tier shit, but.
He's tier 3, I think.
Yeah. He's starting to come forward now, so we're going to have to lead his shots. There's an island coming. Can we get him off quick? Is he going to go over? Not sure.
Don't know.
Not sure, but we've... Oh! Deja vu. We've got his guns facing completely the wrong way here. I'm quite sure how we're going to play this. Torpedoes coming up from all directions, but not really troubling him in any way, shape or form. So you can see what I mean. Look at that. That's a perfect example of way the turrets traverse.
Yeah, they're very cool.
You've got to remember that. I mean, these look like they're going to come round just in time. Just in time to get him as he's going broadside past us. This is going to show it in its full. Can we get our Bosch Citadel? We're still grinding in. Can we get them on 3 Citadels in? We're sneaking another shot in there. Oh, just didn't quite. His rear gun's coming round. Can we get another shot in? We'll do a lot. But we smashed 4 Citadels out there. We're up over 100,000 damage. That's the thing about these things. I only get 4, but they reload really quickly.
Yeah.
But at this point now, if I get set on fire or I get a torpedo stuck into me, I'm done.
Yeah, because it's the patches.
Yeah. So, swapping my attention back to the other Japanese tier 3.
Do you think it changes your game style, play, those non-refundable repairs?
No, not as such.
No.
It should do, but it doesn't. If I'm being brutally honest, it should, but it doesn't. And I do like this, because I do like the front turrets turning all in the same direction, because it allows you to get really up close and personal.
The turrets is good.
And you can stay face on line. Like I said, you've got quite a fair bit of armour. We're pit-pattering at that guy at range. It's probably an example of these modest guns that we spoke about. But I can't think of another ship at tier 4 other than its Russian counterpart, the Imperatritsa Velikaya. It smashes with as much potency as the Nikolai.
Yeah.
I mean, look now, you can turn it full broadside, and as you're turning, your guns are naturally coming around with you and pointing in the same direction. You've always seems to have got the 3 guns to get off.
Would you compare this to the Gangles?
Gangut. Very similar. Very similar. Well, they're quite nice roll of damage if you ask me. Just swinging it around a little bit more, you get another gun back round on them. So constant fire we've got coming out of that. Finish him off. Look at the damage. This is a tier 4 ship, for Christ's sake. We've got 3 kills and 122,000 damage, and we're halfway through the team.
You do realise you can't use tier 4 in hardcore mode.
I know, it's which is disappointing, because this thing's an animal. I do love the Nikolai. When it comes to, I'm thinking of other ships you've got, you're talking Texas, aren't you? Another premium tier 4 battleship, which is frustrating more than anything. I'd take this over it.
It's not as good as this.
I don't... out of all the tier 4 battleships, Bretagnage, that's pretty useful. I don't mind playing that. Iron Duke, it's even in or there.
Yeah.
Your Koenig and your Congo.
Yeah.
Yeah, this just stands out and shows above for me. I think it's because you get a lot of lightly armoured stuff at this thing. I think you might be overpenning a lot with those big caliber guns, what tier they're at, whereas this don't have that problem. It just seems to me, you saw it with cruisers. It eats cruisers for breakfast and spits them back out on the side.
This kind of turns every cruiser into a Danae, where you just smash it.
I hate cars. Cars, I can never do damage to cars. No matter what ship I'm in, I just can't hurt.
Is he like a nemesis?
Yeah, they really do. I mean, not a problem for Nikolai.
No.
This is what you get. This is what I'm talking about. If you're in a Nikolai, or you see a Nikolai and you're in a cruiser, you need to be getting out of there because he's going to just...
I don't see many Nikolais in the game.
No, which is a shame because it's so underrated. I think it's like you said, because it is tier 4.
But
you can't use them for some of the ops and stuff like that,
true,
so you don't normally see lower tier. You're going to get that 4th gun round now as well.
Look at them, they look good.
They're looking nice,
They
aren't
look
they?
nice. Oh, you're
that's
joking.
a Carl's thing. That's a Carl thing.
That's the Carl syndrome.
They're not too clever.
not the
They're not looking the best. Well, we've got one in. It starts to turn away from us now, so I'm thinking, there we go, that's that fire that I dreaded.
That's the fire.
That's the fire I dreaded. That's going to be my death nail.
No.
Yeah.
It's 50 seconds.
Finish off that Carl, I want it. Probably wasted a few too many shells there for a ship on so little health, but we got him off anyway. Somebody got him just before his shells landed.
Are you going to give someone a wither? I'm going to give someone a wither.
Carl as well. What's this guy doing? I want to get after that Congo, but we're kind of pivoting around. It says on fire already. Can't wait for the full duration now. At least it's only one fire.
True.
I ain't got 3 or 4 blowing away, but let's have a look at them guns again. It's nicely angled there. If it turns a little bit more sides on, we might be able to stick a few more into him, but you never know. You look, do you? You don't buy a ticket, you don't win raffles this way. It did about 4,000, 5,000 damage, and everything's coming now. The capping his base as well. And it's dying.
Yeah.
It's not going well.
I don't think the Nikolai is currently in the store, is it?
No.
Is it in the Microsoft store or PlayStation store?
I'm not 100% sure without looking, but it is. If it ever comes on offer, like you saw the Nelson coming off the other week,
definitely.
Snap it up because you will not be disappointed at all. Where's that first?
Oh, look at that!
Severely damaged.
Definitely in my top 5 premium ships.
Yeah. Oh, look at that again. That's what I'm talking about. This is a cruiser killer.
Yeah.
This is a full. I mean, sometimes you have trouble with cruisers because you like we mentioned overpens and stuff like that. No such worries in a Nikolai. No such worries. And if you can get up close and personal with battleships, you're in the same boat again. Keep swinging your front, swapping your front 3 turrets around as they're coming at him. Throw them off. Get up close and personal, and get to the side of them like we did that Japanese battleship. He's toast.
This is very similar to the Tier 6 Leon with its amount of guns and shells flying at you. Where if you aim at something, you probably will hit it.
I like your wisdom.
It's a problem.
We're spotted by something here. It's got to be the destroyer who seems to be capping us out at this point. We're 3 on 3. We've still got a chance to win.
Switch to HE, man.
I thought I was going to run into I think it was an Orion, and that were across there. You know, look at his last spotted position, but I don't know where he's gone because he's not spotted by the guy who's capping. They look nice, so nice old. Down again, another fire. Another fire. We get this 4th turret back round, trying to get a few more into him. But can we reset cap? So I'm going to have to leave the Koenig, and I've already halfway through reloading the MPS. He's not got a lot of health left, so it's not worth swapping back to the ODG round.
It's the really poor Tier 3 destroyer.
Podvyoska, I'm going to worry about his torps. I think
Podvyoska's 5 kilometres away. Be wishful thinking if they hit you from there.
Just be my luck. So I've only got 1 turret I can fire off. It's a really nice spread, but look at that, there's them overpens. So we quite finish him up. We're still burning away. And we get him just before he manages to smoke up. Gets us his cracking. 171,000 damage. There go, there's them torps. Yeah, just trying to get them guns round now. That Koenig, he should finish us off when he comes round that corner. I don't know what our Farragut's doing. He seems to have taken care of the Orion, so it's just the Koenig left. Can I put an hole in him?
You need one.
It's not that mate. I got 1 lot off. I just didn't get that other salvo load. So quite a few medals you've got up there, quite a few awards, and that is the Nikolai in a nutshell. It is a cruiser ripper to pieces. It can do the strange to battleships when you're up close and personal.
Yeah.
If you stay face on, it's got masses of armour, so it's hard to pen. Do not get bogged down with statistics when you look at it and you think, it's reloaded. It's reloaded. Its secondaries are massive, and they don't fire that far. It's got low caliber guns, and they don't do that much damage when they hit. And the chance of firing is high as a tech tree variant, should I say? It's a beast.
Don't forget, it makes extra coin. It's premium.
I can't think of much more fun you can have in a lower tier battleship than the Nikolai.
Definitely. This is almost as good as a recommendation for the head, isn't it?
Yeah.
is.
It's definitely up there.
That's why I say in my top 5, because there's only really, really good fun ships in my top
we're going to have to do one in a bit. You're going to have to do the old Arizona video, because that's another dismissed battleship that's just rips things to pieces. I love the Arizona, and the Nikolai's up there. If you love it, if you've got an Arizona and you love it, or a Warspite, that's another one. The Nikolai's like a lower tier variant. It just, like I said, if you're in a cruiser and you see one, and he's pointing his guns at you, you need to get yourself face on, or show him your rear end at some point, because he's going to rip you to pieces.
It's the limited repair kits.
I blew through them way too quickly early on. That's what did to me in that match.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I wasn't expecting to keep running into every single red team player with full health.
No, true.
All firing AG.
You paid them back though. 176,000 in a tier 4.
And you can see there, even though we had a lot of up close and personal battles in that game, and we're surrounded by secondaries all the way around the ship. When you see it, they're all it's bristling with secondaries. 16 hits.
You only got this 12-second reload.
Yeah, 60, and we were up close. You can't get more up close and personal than we were with that Japanese battleship.
Would you think changing the bolt on the mod from aiming systems to secondary?
No, because I think we need the range.
Okay.
You need that extra 10% range, because 14, I think 14.4, 14.5 off the top of my head is not quite going to cut the mustard.
Cuts it down too much.
So you need it up on the 15, which you get by adding that. So I mean, you can see the 12-second reload on the secondary, but adding extra range, it can help you anyway.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's not worth it, is it? True. Well, that's it then. I think if hardcore mode was alive in tier 4, you would have completed all 3 in one game.
It would have been possible if it had left it. Look at that. I mean, that's the Nikolai. I mean, that team's. I've took more XP than winning team.
Look at your team. Look at the winning team. That team won.
Yeah. It's a mad ship, the Nikolai. It's well worth an investment. And it's tier 4 as well, so it's not overly expensive compared to the others. So it's a silver maker, user upper of...
Coin maker.
I love it. I love the Nikolai.
So let's call that a wrap on the Nikolai, and it is recommended. So, laters.